If you've ever felt invisible on a holiday that's supposed to be full of warmth, stay with me until the very end of this story, because what happened on this cold Christmas night will remind you why hope never knocks early, it always comes when you least expect it. And before we begin, if stories like this move your heart, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps bring more real, emotional stories like this to life. Christmas Eve had never felt so quiet. The kind of quiet that rings in your ears and makes your chest ache. Daniel sat alone at the small dining table of his apartment, staring at a half-burnt candle beside a plate of untouched food. The Christmas lights outside blinked through the window, mocking him with their cheer. His 7-year-old daughter, Lily, was asleep in the bedroom, hugging the worn-out teddy bear he'd given her years ago when life was simpler. Back then, Christmas meant laughter, warmth, and family. Now, it meant survival. Daniel was a single dad who worked nights as a warehouse supervisor, juggling bills, school fees, and the constant fear of not being enough. Lily's mother had walked out 3 years earlier, leaving behind silence and questions Daniel still didn't know how to answer. He tried his best, packed lunches shaped like hearts, bedtime stories even when he was exhausted, but Christmas was different. Christmas reminded him of everything he couldn't give. He gently stood up, checked on Lily one more time, and whispered a promise he wasn't sure he could keep. Next year will be better. He turned off the lights and sat on the couch, coat still on, because the heater had been broken for weeks. Midnight crept closer, and with it, the heaviness he'd tried all day to outrun. Then, a knock echoed through the apartment. Daniel froze. Nobody visited him, especially not at midnight. His heart pounded as the knock came again, soft, but certain. He walked slowly to the door, every instinct telling him this was either a mistake, or something that would change everything. When he opened the door, the cold air rushed in, and standing there was the last person he ever expected to see. Emma Carlisle, the CEO, the woman whose name was printed on the company posters at his workplace. The woman who owned the logistics empire he worked for. She stood there in a long coat, snow clinging to her hair, eyes tired yet strangely warm. No bodyguards, no assistants. Just her. "I'm sorry," she said quietly, her voice trembling just enough to sound human. "I hope I didn't scare you. I didn't know where else to go." Daniel couldn't speak. His mind raced through 1,000 questions, but none made it to his lips. All he could do was step aside and let her in. Emma glanced around the modest apartment, noticing the cracked walls, the small Christmas tree made of paper near the window, the pair of tiny shoes by the door. Her expression softened in a way Daniel had never seen during company meetings.